Sean and Joe, another episode ready to go. They're gonna talk about the good and the trash and anything in between. Cherishing make-believe, get ready for Halloween. It's the horror show. I know you missed those guys. Tune in and find out what's on their list tonight. They butcher and dissect, take apart and mutilate. Listen to your two favorite brainiacs communicate. It's the horror show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Horror Show. The show dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not-so-favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Hello, Joe.
What's going on?
Nothing. Welcome back from our live show hiatus that we do. Two things. Joe's computer is having issues, so it might die mid-show, so heads up for that. And then I had something else too, and I can't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, so it's not like we won't be able to finish the show. I'll just call in, but we do it on a computer, and if you're watching on Patreon, obviously it will.
Oh, yes. Oh, and that's the thing I was thinking of. Patreon, we're not doing a bonus this week. It's Easter. We're both insanely busy. We're recording this at 10:43, which is a late start, but we're going to do it for Link, the greatest animal on animal violence movie, maybe the greatest animal movie ever made, but definitely the greatest animal on animal violence. Yo, Link is the fucking shit.
Listen, I don't agree. However, that ending, Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame ending.
Wait. And also, Link, the movie's not the shit. Link the monkey. The character monkey Link is the fucking one of the all-time greatest characters of all time.
That I'll agree with. That I can get on board.
Yo, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And I don't know why, for some reason, the entire movie, we'll just get into it. I don't know why the entire movie, they played the most childish, if you were to make like a kid's like a Halloween show, you would use this music that they play every time Link's in the frame.
It was like the score for Beetlejuice. It was unbelievable. It did not fit the tone of the movie because the tone of the movie is like super sinister.
It's actually like, I was thinking about it and I was trying to figure out, like, I think this is like a good idea for a movie. But
it is a good idea for a movie. It wasn't the most well executed movie, but it was. It's not a terrible idea. I mean, this director, Richard Franklin, he did Road Games with Jamie Lee Curtis, which we liked. He did Psycho 2, which is fine. I think he's competent enough, but I also think he's completely fucking delusional because everything that you read about this movie, he's like, this is going to be the next Jaws. He's like, yeah. I don't want people to think like all I'm doing is ripping off Hitchcock. He's like, it's going to be like The Birds. Get a fucking grip, guy.
Yo, he was so high on himself, and then my favorite thing was the last fact I read about. He's like the highest on himself I've ever read. Like, he's just like, there's a scene where the monkey rips off a guy's arm through the mailbox slot, which, by the way, you don't see. Nothing actually happens. You just see a hand grab a human hand and cut. That's it. And he was like, that was fucking genius. No one's ever done that before. And it's like, yeah, because it doesn't make fucking sense. You couldn't even finish filming it because it made no fucking sense. But then later on, he's quoted as saying, dude, every quote, he was just like talking about the movie, how great it is. And Franklin later called the movie on almost every level an unsatisfying experience. Here it is. The killings are strange, with one chimp actually pulling somebody through a mail slot, which is kind of different, said Franklin. It breaks new ground in cinema and cinematically. It has never been done before.
But yeah, this guy loves filleting himself. It's unbelievable. And given his track record, which like the movies he's made, like we said, are fine, but also like he's back a little bit. And this movie has so much potential, and the pacing is so fucking shitty. Like, it's just something will happen, and then it just like frolicking with a fucking monkey for 15 minutes.
Dude, Even the end, the monkey's like, the monkey's walking around a burning house to the point where I was like, oh, he's going to escape because there's a fucking front door right there. And then we just watch him crawling around the house as it burns down for fucking 10 minutes. It was so long. It's almost 2 hours. I think it's an hour 45 or an hour 50. But it could be down to like one hour. You know what I mean?
Good.
Like it doesn't need to be this long at all. But I actually thought it was going to end at one point, and then I looked and I had fucking 25 minutes left.
The pacing is a problem.
Insane.
It's a fucking problem. Dude, who keeps joining our
I don't know because I'm streaming it to YouTube, but it's unlisted, so I don't know how somebody would know that it's there. Which is weird because I usually have to like download it, then upload it for them to see the video version. So this time I was like, oh, I'll just stream it, keep it unlisted, and then it's just up. I don't have to upload it, but well,
somebody's watching. Somebody's watching.
That's creepy as fuck.
Welcome, feds.
For sure. Yeah, he wanted to make a movie that he described as Jaws with chimps, which, fun fact, Link isn't a chimp. He's a fucking orangutan.
Link's a fucking orangutan. That's the funniest shit. And like
and
when I first,
chimps acting.
They have other chimps. They have two other chimps that are acting. So there is no need for the orangutan to be an orangutan, right? When
I saw it, I was like, oh, maybe that was a thing. Like, maybe orangutans are better actors, so, like, they just use the orangutan. And then I didn't realize there's 3 chimps in the movies, and everyone else is a chimp except Link.
Dude, they're all perfectly serviceable, too, right? And they all get their own... Dude, what their Wikipedia has an ape actors section, and it calls them by their real names and then, like, lists their achievements, which I thought was pretty great. But yeah, I don't know I know Clint Eastwood had those Any Which Way You Can movies with the orangutan.
Oh yeah, that was an orangutan.
So like, sure, the orangutans are good actors, but there's nothing in this movie when you're watching it and you see the other chimps on screen that make you think like, damn, good thing they have that orangutan chimp. Which, by the way, they tried to disguise it as a chimp too, like putting like prosthetic ears on it, but it's still clearly a fucking orangutan because it has. Dude, the chimp's arms are like normal monkey size. Orangutan's arms are like Freddy Krueger, and when his arms are expanded, that's what orangutan arms are like. And it's very clearly not the same.
No, not the same at all. Dude, they dyed its fur and gave him fake ears. This movie is so full of animal abuse, it's so crazy. Like, this is why we had to go to CGI animals, by the way. So if you're complaining about it, it's probably because of Link. Because fucking... ASPCA showed up to set with a fucking orangutan dyed black with fake ears, and then saw 2 other regular chimps just sitting around, and they probably were like, the fuck are we doing? Like, let's get another fucking chimp. Oh, man. Kind of a crazy cast, too. Elizabeth Shue.
Which, 2 years after Karate Kid. So, when I saw that she was in it, I was like, this has to be, like, her feature film debut.
Yeah.
Dude, 2 years after a huge blockbuster smash, and then it's before Adventures in Babysitting and before Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Terrence Stamp, who played Supreme Chancellor Valorum in Episode 1, Phantom Menace. But these guys, even Elizabeth Shue, then you have David O'Hara, who played Steven in Braveheart, the crazy guy, the lunatic guy.
Terrence Stamp, to go back to him, I mean, he's probably more better known as General Zod in Superman.
Yeah.
John A. from our buddy from Pint of Comics. I saw him tonight at Cult Classic. Yeah. He was like, oh, I'm so glad you guys are doing Link. And he told me, did you know, I did not look this up. I did not verify it. So John, I'm taking your word for this 1,000%. So if it's incorrect, send the complaints towards him. But, he said that role in Phantom Menace, he was expecting to like get a pretty nice paycheck from it, and George Lucas just gave him like Star Wars coloring books and other memorabilia.
Get the fuck out of here!
Thanks for showing up.
Get the fuck out of here! That's insane. I didn't know that. I was gonna say, you know, we're kind of boiling these three actors down to like three roles, 4 roles. And really, these people acted their fucking asses off forever and a day. Terrence Stamp in a million things, David O'Hare in a million things, Elizabeth Shue in a million things. Like, these are people that could act. Like, they were actors. They were fucking actors.
Yes.
That's insane.
It is.
And like, even like you said, Richard Franklin, like, not bad, right? Up to this point, he was fine. Yes. And so like, you have like a director, a director that can direct a movie, and you have 3 great actors, and they still put out a chimp movie. So,
I mean, Franklin had to just be pitching it, like we just said. He's like, this is going to be Jaws, and like, trust me, like when it's all said and done and edited, it's going to be the next blockbuster.
You know what's crazy?
He was so arrogant about it too. He was like, do not release this during the summer. It's not that kind of movie.
Dude, what's crazy is some of the shots are really fucking good. There's a shot in the house where it pans over, it goes over the frame of the door, and you're watching a chase from bird's eye view, and it's like a fucking really well shot thing.
I had the same thought, and it's baffling because he had shots like that. They're like, oh, this is good, but then he has shots where like Elizabeth Shue is running up the mountain, and he's not even utilizing slow-mo. He's just shaking the fucking camera so you can't see what's going on. That's not the only time he does that too. It's like, no, it's when Terrence Stamp is getting chased.
Yes.
Fucking shaky cam.
Yeah, they do shaky cam. They do shaky cam in it. Yeah, it's insane. He put Link on the shelf for a while. He had been wanting to do it for a long time because he had read Jane Goodall talking about chimps cannibalizing each other, and he was fucking had a hard on for that. And he's just very excited. He's very excited.
Which also, when you read that, you're like, oh, this is going to be fucking nuts. Like a Planet of the Apes, War of the Apes type thing.
Yeah.
It's not.
No. He goes, it's very suspenseful and moderately violent. Although the chimps indulge in bloodless violence, said Franklin. They don't use weapons. They just pull your arms off. How would that be bloodless? That would be way more bloody than fucking hitting somebody with a weapon. Yeah, they just rip your arms off. There's no blood. Why would there be blood?
Also, that's like the 6th time he's brought up that scene. most proud scene anyone's ever been in.
Oh my God. I love it so much. I love it so much.
Do you remember in Connecticut, in Stamford, there was a chimpanzee attack?
Oh, I do. I was working in Stamford at the time, and people knew her.
So I was reading up on, I remember it pretty well when it happened, and I was reading up on it. It is fucking wild. It's morbid, so I don't recommend people, going out of their way to look it up.
Don't chase it down.
Yeah, don't look at the pictures. It's pretty sick. But somebody was keeping chimpanzees or rather one chimp who was in like commercials, and he was like a mini celebrity because they worked for a towing company, and he would just ride around with his seatbelt on. I'm not going to go into the details of like the attack, but what I do want to bring up, which like I don't want to say made me laugh, but like blew my mind, is 10 years prior, this very same chimp that did the attack was riding in the car. And Sean, are you there? It looks frozen.
No, I'm listening. I am so excited for this. That's
so this very same chimp that did the attack was riding in the car 10 years earlier, and somebody in another car was driving, like they pulled up alongside of them, and they littered. They threw a can out of their window, and it went into the open chimp's window and hit it in the head. And the chimp became so enraged that it unbuckled itself and chased the car down the road, and then held up traffic for like a long time. Like police had like guns drawn, like tried to get the monkey to get back into the car. And it was so enraged by litter that they passed a law like from that incident in 2003, the attack didn't happen until 2009. In 2003, they passed a law being like, we can't let people keep owning like chimps in this town. Like you need like a special permit because this is insane. Because it chased a car down like a busy freeway and then held up traffic. And they're like, this has to stop. And that law didn't pass until like it was all set to go like a couple of months after the chimpanzee attack.
Oh, fuck.
That's the same fucking chimp. It's the same chimp.
I mean, I knew that chimp had issues. Like I had heard through the grapevine through the people I worked with that knew her. But like, dude, she was like fucking like having tea parties and shit with that chimp. Like,
she was like, I'm pretty sure she was having sex with it because
100%.
Dude,
100%.
Sean, on multiple quotes, she's like, I bet. And this is not an exaggeration. She just kept being like, I've bathed with a chimp. Like, you don't know shit unless you bathed with a chimp. What are you doing? Why are you bathing with a chimp?
Yo,
one other thing fucking lost its mind.
It thought it was people. She was like dressing it up in clothes and bringing it out in public. She was also carrying it in a stroller. I don't know if it talked about that. She would put it in a stroller and dress it up as a person. So people would do that thing, like almost out of a fucking movie. They'd look in and be like, your baby. And it was a fucking chimpanzee. And they were like, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Like, it's so crazy. It was fucking nuts. And then she was like giving it like drugs and shit too at the end, right? She was like,
yes, giving
it Xannies.
She was 100% giving it Xanax. Yeah.
Yo,
crazy. Man.
Also, find that fucking doctor
that was prescribing Xanax for a chimp.
For her,
I mean, the lady that
a fucking chimp, like
the lady that got attacked, sued the shit out of like everybody, and she tried to sue the town. And they shut her down. But frankly, the town should have been sued too, because it wasn't the owner that got attacked. It was the friend, and the monkey was pissed because she found
that's fucking
the monkey.
right.
Dude, the monkey got locked out of the house. And it was like the neighbor of the friend. It was like, oh, I'll let you back in. And it picked up its Tickle Me Elmo doll, which just sent the monkey into like a fucking frenzy because it was his favorite toy. And the argument the defense made was, I don't mean to laugh because it's terrible. The lady survived, but like she needed a face transplant and it ripped off her arm. It ripped off. So that mailbox scene is kind of real. It's because it ripped off her hands. But, the defense was like, well, you know, she just got a haircut, so the monkey probably didn't recognize her and thought it was stealing her doll. Like,
what a defense!
What are we saying here?
Yeah, no. Oh, I forgot it was the friend. It wasn't the owner. That's right. The owner was a crackpot, not the friend that got attacked. That's so much sadder now.
Yeah, just trying to be like do a nice deed.
You know what I thought was crazy? Because they really painted that story as like they were like, oh, chimps only do this once in a while or whatever. Yo, the guy in fucking Linked is describing a chimp attack, and he's describing the one that happened in Connecticut fucking 20 years later.
Look it up. That's what made me look it up. Yeah.
Because I was like, holy shit. Like,
familiar.
He was like, this is what fucking chimps do. Probably anyone watching this in 86 was like, what a fucking goof. What a joke. But like, we know because it happened fucking an hour away from us. Fucking rip you to shreds. It's fucking terrifying. That's absolutely fucking
Agreed.
All right. So you want to hop into this movie?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So you open up with this children's like musical, like all I can describe it as is circus music, right? Like it's like do 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 do, and it's not very malicious at all. Like I said, it's like the background Goosebumps music, like of the Goosebumps TV show. Like it ain't shit. This music is insane. Does not fit the tone, and not only does it like not fit the tone, but it actually like
takes away from it.
Yeah, actively takes away from the fucking tone of the movie. At the beginning, I was like, that's a weird song, but fuck it. It's just the credits. I'm fine with it. But then every time Link's ripping off people's arms, and it's like, boom, 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 boom. And you're like, what am I watching? And this guy's talking about how suspenseful it is. We open in killer POV from the jump.
Yes.
And it's a monkey. Let's just, let's call it what it is. It's a monkey, and he starts chasing a cat. And then murders a fucking million birds and the cat.
Yeah.
All on screen.
I mean, trigger warning for people who don't like seeing animals dead. Cat, dog, birds, you get it all. Monkey.
And by the way, one of the best lines in this, there were some like laugh out loud moments. Dude, it was as if they never even picked up a book on monkeys or chimpanzees at all. Dude, when the girl's like, what do you feed them? And he's like, I just let them fucking fend for themselves. They eat rats, birds, whatever. I was like, I don't think that's a chimp diet. Like, I feel like chimps eat fresh fruit and bugs. Like, I feel like they eat fucking termites. They don't fucking murder rat. Dude, hunting a rat? What are we talking? What the fuck? Grabbing birds out of the sky? What are you saying? Fucking, I mean, maybe they do. Maybe somebody will correct me.
I don't think that's.
There's no fucking way that they're fucking running around eating rats and birds. We'd probably just put them in New York City if that were the case. It'd fucking fix a lot of shit. But that's we see this monkey kills the birds and the cat. And then we cut to class where we just watch animal abuse happen, where he tells these three guys to get the monkey out of the cage. He's got a cage on stage with the monkey. And they're fucking pulling the monkey, like biting his fingers to get him to let go of the cage to get out. And he's like, you imbecile humans. All you have to do is ask. And then he asks the monkey, and of course the monkey comes out and does silly monkey gags. Also, what was the deal with this professor? Because this turns out this professor is the main character alongside Elizabeth Shue in this one.
Yes.
What was his motive? What was his background? They made him seem hyper intelligent and like this guy that's looking for that missing link kind of between humans and monkeys, right?
That's exactly what he's doing, and that's why this monkey's called Link.
Oh yeah. There you go.
You didn't have to say. I was trying to save you there. But yeah, one thing I did like that really stuck out to me was how smart they made this guy look and how fucking stupid he really was every time you saw him on the screen, and how easily thwarted he was, which happens pretty quickly because he's like the main character.
Yeah,
and he's done with.
Oh yeah,
relatively early.
Pretty quickly.
Relatively early.
But he does like once we get to his house later in the movie, he goes from like this intelligent professor to being like talking to the monkeys like people and being like, you fucking idiot. Like when he finds out Link opened the door, he's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. He's just so exhausted. He hates these monkeys so much. It's so fucking funny.
Calling him exhausted is on point. This guy is fed up with everything he's been doing.
Yo, he hates everything about it. He does that one test with Elizabeth Shue and the monkey fucks up. And Elizabeth Shue's like, it's fine. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, she's like, it's not fair. I learned about colors and shapes my whole life growing up, and that's how I learned about them. And he's like, oh yeah, idiot. And like pulls out all the shit he's been practicing with the monkey for years. I was like, this guy is nuts. Dude, he honestly cracked me up. And again, like, it's weird because he makes me laugh so hard, and you have that cornball music, but I don't think any of his bits were really intended to be like laugh out loud funny.
They were not. He's like mad scientist. He's losing his mind.
Oh my God. But anyway, the teacher, gives us the details of how chimps engage in war and cannibalism, all of this stuff. Him and Elizabeth Shue, the professor and Elizabeth Shue, go back to his office where he finds blood and feathers, and I've never seen somebody give less of a shit about a murdered animal in his office.
Dude, not even murdered, fucking slaughtered. It was a massacre.
Yo, he looks at it and he's like, oh, God damn it. I think all he says to the monkey is like, take it easy, pal. Like it's so like not a reprimand. But the professor tells Jane that Jane's Elizabeth Shue. Jane is looking to be an assistant or like an intern or something. And he's basically like, piss off. You're a woman, which was weird. Fucking super fucking weird. And then then he's like, you can't do that, but you can come to my house and like clean and shit. And which, by the way, then she, a very smart woman in this film, she's supposed to be like highly intelligent. She's like, well, it's in my DNA, so I guess I'll cook and clean. And I was like, the fuck?
Yes.
The fuck
and she's American and she's overseas, at a college in London. And again, she's super intelligent, so I don't know why she's doing this.
Yeah, well, being like, well, this is all life has to offer me now.
Yeah, I don't even know what she has. I mean, I'm sure it was explained at some point, but I'm not really sure what she has to gain, like what the end game here is.
No, because like an internship or an assistant, it means, you're working. Well, I guess the idea is it was still somewhat in the field because she was going to take care of the monkeys at his house.
Yeah.
But that's a stretch. Dude, if your professor was like, hey, and by the way, this guy was so horny for her at first. Like, if your professor was like, hey, I won't do anything that the school normally does, but you can come to my home and live with me. You say no to that, guys. You just don't do that. But,
yeah.
Hey, she does.
Again, they play it up like, what the fuck? Dude, the world's biggest fucking centipede is crawling on the wall right now. That's disgusting. Give me chills. They play it up like he's going to, like, there's going to be like a sexual tension or sexual relationship or something to be gained there. And it immediately fizzles away.
Dude, it's weird. It's really weird. It's really weird. It's not a very well written movie, right?
Nah.
It's all over the place. The characters are even all over the place and like what they do and what they say, and it's not great. And then you have her boyfriend who shows up at the end. He was in the first 3 minutes and then the last 10.
Yeah, fucking a college road trip, like
to the hills of England.
That they're trying to throw in there. Trying to force that in. He's with all his buddies. Like when he, well, I mean, we'll get to it. But when he showed up, I literally laughed out loud. Like,
oh, so did I. Yeah, so did I.
Because you forget that he even existed. Well, speaking of laughing out loud, she gets offered to clean Terrence Stamp's house.
Yeah.
When that fucking monkey opens the door, dude, he shot it so it was like
a silhouette,
shadowed, so it kind of looked like a human. And I think I think his goal is to make you be like, oh, that's a human. But I've never more clearly seen a monkey open a door in my life.
Joe, that was my number one thing. That actually happens right now. She goes up to England. She goes to the house. She goes to the door. She's like, oh, is Mr. whatever the fuck his name is there? And it's a fucking, like Joe said, it's this monkey silhouette. It's 3 foot tall. It's got arms dragging.
And it's the fucking orangutan monkey, so it has the arms.
The arms are fucking huge. It's got a suit that doesn't fit, and it just like waddles away. And her reaction is intended to not be like, oh, that was a monkey that just opened the door. Her reaction is supposed to be like, oh, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, officer. Is Mr. Peters home? And then you find out it's old Linky boy who wears a fucking button-up dress shirt and a fucking suit jacket for some reason. Yo, what was the deal with people trying to make monkeys smoke cigars? Why was that a thing?
The classic gag.
Yo, this movie does not even come close to getting made in 2022. Dude, the fucking dog scene is so out of control. So we get the monkeys' names. There's this little one named Imp. There's Voodoo.
Yep.
And then there's Link, who Elizabeth Shue is like, Oh man, Link is like so fucking smart. And like this is where you get like the super exacerbated doctor who's been home one day and is like, oh, for fuck's sake, did he open the goddamn door again? And she's like, yeah, he's intelligent. He's like, used to be, fucking idiot now. By the way, he insults all of these monkeys so much and then he's like, listen, there's 3 fucking rules. You treat them as equals. Number 1, they know when you're being rude to them.
That's the thing. He's always like, they can understand every single word that you say. And he's like, these fucking morons. Like, I hate their fucking guts.
Absolutely idiot fucking dumb monkeys can't do shit. Dude, it is fucking hilarious. It's like one of the funniest things. You know, he's so tired of those fucking monkeys in his house. It's so crazy. He just wants them gone. He's just like, I fucking hate them. I don't want them here. And then he's like punting it off on Elizabeth's shoe. He's like, clean up their shit. One shit in the hall. Go clean it up. Oh, fucking nightmare. Oh man, that's the best. Fucking Link. He hates Link the most. And this professor is like, again, just like super out of control. She asks him what they eat. He says rats, birds, bugs, whatever. Not a thing. Then he tells us the 3 rules of the chimps. Never treat them as equals. But that doesn't mean like not be nice to him. He does say that you have to be nice to him, but you don't treat him as an equal to you.
Yes.
Never let things escalate. You know, if somebody was reading me these things for an animal, I'm gone. I don't care if it's a fucking dog. If they're like, listen, you can't let things escalate. I'd be like, all right, I'm good. I'm out. Like, why has that ever happened to a point where you now have to warn everybody about your 3 rules? And then the 3rd rule being, and never get involved in their fights. Now, by the way, you would assume with these rules, when you give rules in a movie, somebody's going to break them. Somebody's going to do something so we can see what happens when this happens. This does not happen.
No.
None of these rules are broken.
Elizabeth actually follows him the entire time.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Like she's 100% on board with that. And they don't ever fight the monkeys internally. I think they do a little bit, but not like anything that would make you be like, oh shit. Well, Link, Elizabeth doesn't get involved. I
mean, Link kills them.
Well, he tries. Well,
he kills Voodoo.
Is that Voodoo's body in the freezer?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What?
I just thought it was an extra monkey. I couldn't tell Voodoo and the other one apart, you know, because they're chimpanzees.
Well, I mean, because they're fucking chimps. Yeah. But yeah, no, he kills Voodoo.
All right. I could definitely tell fucking Link apart with his fucking dyed hair. Yeah, then that night they have dinner together with Link serving cigars. Fucking dude, the fact that they used a real orangutan for this is so crazy. And I guess the studio was like, could you please just use humans in suits? And he was like, absolutely fucking not.
Oh, that's the other thing he's pissed about is that Canon cut like 13 minutes from it, and then somebody else bought it from Canon and cut another 5 minutes. It's like, this is fucking bullshit. So it's like almost 20 minutes of his film cut.
Dude, it can't be. You know what? I know where the cut is. Because, fuck, I almost wrote it down because I was like, that was weird. They were like setting something up and then they just cut to like the next thing. And you're like, oh, that was kind of fucking weird. They were like setting up another scene that you didn't get to see. I don't want to see any more of this movie.
I mean, it was long enough as is. Right?
Dude, it's so long. It's so fucking long. And yeah, the professor, they're talking and Elizabeth says something and he's like, yeah, one time this guy got absolutely fucking ripped to fucking shreds. And then she's like, why? And he's like, oh, the chimp loved him. Okay. Okay. Maybe it's because you're giving him Xanny bars in the bathtub. And then the professor lets the monkey smoke a cigar at dinner, which...
yeah.
fucking weird.
Which he'll do more than once in the film.
Dude, does it in the
Dude's
finale.
Got to have it. He's got to have it.
Like Bruce Willis.
That finale is like James Cagney in White Heat. The gangster movie where he's yelling on top of the world. It's fucking iconic.
Yo, I've never seen anything like that ending in my life. I feel like... So, if you weren't on the live show, which, by the way, thanks to everyone that did the live show. If you weren't on the live show, our next live show is going to be Tiptoes. I'm not going to explain it, but it's apparently Gary Oldman's, what do they call it? Career highlight, like career performance.
The role of a lifetime.
The role of a lifetime.
Yeah.
Check it out, Tiptoes. It's going to be our next live show, I guess. But I think we should screen the end of Link before
During the live show?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yo, it's like one of the craziest endings. I could not even fucking believe it, dude.
Dude, I don't let my kids watch horror movies with me, like when we do it for the show, because they're 3 and 4. Like, I just, if you do that, it's fine. I don't want them asking me questions, because as I'll segue to, they walked in the room at this end scene, which I'm not going to give away the ending yet, but then they just immediately start talking to me about people dying in fires, like how fire kills you. I'm like, why the fuck do you even know what any of this means, and why are you telling me this? And like, I'm never letting a movie play while you're in here again.
Yo, that's so crazy.
They're like, right, Dad? If the fire expands, it'll kill you. I'm like, yeah. Why do you know that? And who told you this? What the fuck?
Well, you know exactly who fucking told them.
Good point.
Actually, I think you actually might have told this story on the show, but remember they were fucking around at your parents' fireplace, and your dad was like, "You go in there and you fucking die."
Great. You know what? Shame on me. I should have put 2 and 2 together.
I forgot.
Of course.
Dude, remember you were living there and he was like trying to scare them away from the fireplace. And like, of course, instead of just being like, don't go there, you might get hurt. He immediately
over-explaining it by being like, you fucking die and go to the funeral parlor. Shoved into a coffin.
Oh my god. Fuck. Your dad. I thought about your dad when this guy was talking about the monkeys at his house, because I was like, I feel like that's how your dad speaks about like you guys. You and your brother, just like, Jesus fucking Christ. He opened the fucking door for you. What the fuck is going on?
That's a great point.
Oh man. Oh fuck, I'm crying. All right. So next day, Professor starts experimenting with the monkeys, and it lasts approximately 3 minutes until he gets fucking furious because they have the IQ of monkeys and not people, and he's like, God fucking damn. And she's like, it's so funny. Elizabeth Shue's reactions are so like legitimate. She's just like, can you please like not do that? Like, can you please try to be professional for like 3 minutes? And the guy's just like, you don't even fucking get it.
It's true. Her reactions are genuine. Why are you talking those animals this way?
This is the funniest thing. I'm crying. That is like the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. Dude, that's exactly what happened. She's like, stop. And he's like, no. He's like, they're so stupid. He hates them so much. Which is so funny. The opening scenes, all he's talking about is how great monkeys are.
And then reprimanding other people, as we talked about, for like not just using their words.
Oh,
just asking nicely.
Holy shit. Yeah. But hey, guess what? He's attacked by monkeys. He's done. He's done here. Our main character is done.
And his last words are just Link? Which, of course it's Link. You're fucking looking right at him. Dude, Link's not even disguised. He's so bamboozled.
Yo, Link is a monkey wearing a suit. He's the most recognizable thing in the world. Saying Link like that was so fucking funny because, like, not only does he know who Link is, obviously, but he's already, like, been very clear, like, Link will kill somebody. Like, it's like all he'll just, like, throw it into every sentence.
It for the past 30 minutes.
He's like, hey,
Link is going to revolt.
Link will definitely kill you. Like, don't fuck around with Link. I fucking love this movie. I don't know how Cult Classics hasn't done this yet. I mean, it's bad, but it's fucking insane to watch. Anyway, so he gets attacked. That's all we see, right? Jane goes to the basement, but somehow hears none of this, and she finds a tunnel. Now, the tunnel, you're like, oh, well, that's going to come into play later. And it does. But it comes into play. Dude, they're constantly in the fucking tunnel. They're in like 3 rooms this whole movie, and they just like keep going back to rooms and keep doing the same thing. And it's like, honestly, gets exhausting. They use the tunnel as like their last ditch escape probably 3 times, I think. Like there's 3 times where they're like, quick to the tunnel. But yeah. When she goes back upstairs, she finds Link trying to fucking turn on the oven. He's got the gas running and he's trying to light a match. And she thankfully shuts down the gas line though. She goes downstairs.
Yes.
She shuts it down. Cue some like Link slapstick here where like he's just like we go on like a Link we just walk around with Link for like 15 minutes just touching shit and her being like, Link, what are you doing? And Link being like, Link being a fucking monkey in a house just fucking pushing buttons and shit. And she's like, what a goofball. And then that happens. All while playing that circus song from the beginning. But what this leads us to is she finds Imp who's like crying and whatever monkeys do. What do monkeys?
He's crying. Yeah.
Howling.
He's crying.
Yeah. And it's pointing. It's pointing. I have never, by the way, if a monkey was doing that to me, like I mean, first of all, I'd be terrified, but I'd be like, okay, I'm going to like this right. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'd try to get it right the first time. She's like, is it this drawer? Is it this drawer? She goes through 6 fucking cabinets.
That's a good point. The thing is literally communicating with you.
Yeah, fucking insulting
ask it. Be like, go open the thing.
Treating it like a fucking child. It's pointing exactly where it is. She's like, no, that's where the fake fruit is, Imp. And Imp's like, please open that door. And she finally does, and a fucking chimp body falls out of it. And
it's voodoo.
Apparently it's voodoo. Did not know. That makes sense though. So Jane says she's got to go find Professor Philip, which Link is not happy about. Link growls at her because she tells Link, she's like, Link, I'm going out of the house right now. And Link's like pissed. And Jane decides to find the professor by walking, which makes no sense. Link follows her, and Jane tells him to go back home by throwing a rock at him, which, sure. From the person that was like, could you please speak nicely to these animals? Throws a rock at Link's head and was like, go home.
This movie's so stupid.
It's so insane. Like, dude, again, like, I'm not going to bash the writing because it's like, what do you expect? But like, it's also just like, there's almost 0 effort in the writing of this. It's just like throwing shit together. Like, Jane is like 1 minute being like, how dare you not say please to that fucking chimp? And then throws a rock at its head.
Throwing a rock at anything's head is fucking insane.
Yeah, it really is. And this is the most psychotic thing that's ever happened in a movie. So Jane is
the windshield wiper scene.
No, that was actually insane too. So Jane is walking. She's scared Link away, we think. And then a wild Rottweiler, not a thing, by the way. That's not a thing. Well, just Rottweilers living on their own. What the fuck are we talking about? And by the way, this was foreshadowed by the fucking cab driver that was like a comedy bit, like at the beginning of the movie, who was like, dogs in the woods. And she was like, oh, okay. So that's where we're at with that. But anyway, while Rottweiler shows up, about to kill Jane, and Link shows up.
Yes.
To protect his girl, and he just grabs the fucking Rottweiler by its hind leg. By the way, guys, it's a fucking stuffed animal. So it grabs a Rottweiler by its back legs and slams it up against a fence post, killing the Rottweiler.
Yes, saving Jane.
Link has superhuman strength in this movie.
As we'll see in this next, one of these upcoming scenes, he lifts a fucking van over his head.
but by the way, is also incapacitated when Jane slaps him across the face later in the movie. But yeah, Jane's boyfriend is a little nervous. No one's heard from him in a while, so he tries to call. Link rips the phone wires out of the wall because he knows how telecommunication works.
He's fucking smart, man.
Yeah, except when she's like, dude, I gotta save it. I gotta save it till the end. Because the end is so nuts, dude. Like, everything about it. So like you said, Link is smart, right? He gets...
The end saves this movie because it's so fucking stupid that it makes it a must-watch.
Yeah.
Everything up to the point, you'd be like, you don't need to see this movie, but you do. You need to watch this end.
You do. And tuck this little fact into your pocket. Like Joe said, Link is super intelligent, supposedly. He just ripped out a phone wire because he heard a call coming in. So he was like, I'm going to rip out the phone wires, and stops the call from coming in. Okay, this is the kind of intelligence we have here. That's high intelligence. But
smart, yeah.
But wait till what thwarts him. Bro. Anyway, Jane goes to try to take a bath. She's naked. She is gorgeous.
Elizabeth's first nude scene.
That's what I was assuming. Did she ever do any after that?
Actually, I'm not sure. I just read that it was her first, so I assume by saying her first.
I'm curious because I was like, I don't remember her doing anything. She goes to take a bath and Link shows up with no fucking shirts on. Bro, are you fucking kidding me? Just fucking stares at her. She's like, can you please let me take a bath? Fucking trying to rationalize with this thing, staring at you blankly, fucking eyes glazed over.
That's not even the best Link staring scene in the movie.
Dude, there's so many. His reaction is just staring.
Dude, the one where he's on the roof, the fucking funniest thing. Wait, can we just skip to that? Dude, there's a scene where she's for some reason wrestling with Imp.
Yes.
Who also Imp is super intelligent because it makes a computer speak English and tell Jane exactly what's going on. But Link is locked out of the house and he's just on top of the roof, which is glass, so you can see him. And he's just giving a death stare for the entire scene. And the entire time, Jane is like, "Hey, look at Link up there. He looks fucking pissed." And just keeps pointing at him.
Like trying to do like an Omen scene, right? Like the fucking like a menacing, ominous scene. That's the funny part about this. Like, again, like I think this idea works, but like it's just like he should have used humans in suits.
Agreed.
The monkeys are so silly. And it was great to see them, but like you just can't even help but laugh at them because they're real fucking monkeys. Just like
yes,
Where
I don't care what the plot is. Seeing a monkey in a fucking butler suit is funny. I don't care what's happening in the movie. It's fucking funny.
Dude, even when he's staring, it's fucking funny. Like, he's just staring at them.
Great, and big fucking stupid monkey face.
You don't read it as like, oh my god, that chimp is pissed, because it's not. It's just staring. It's just a monkey. It's just looking at something. And it's like, huh? Like, that's it. There's no emotion there. But yeah. Nothing comes of the bath. Next day, some dickhead shows up. I don't even know who this guy is. He helps the professor.
Dude, I don't either.
Dude, he helps the professor, but then shows up and sees Jane and is like, ready for he about to fucking rape somebody. Like, shows up to the house.
He is just there to show, like, what Link's capable of. But yeah, he is very much implied that he's going to do something to Jane.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. And he like knows it was very bizarre. But it's okay because Link shows up because he ain't having none of that. Breaks the fucking rifle. Imp rips off the fucking windshield wiper off his car. They fucking bully this guy.
Yeah, and then Link lifts it up over his head with him in it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't throw it or anything, he just lifts it up, which to be fair, is probably the most intimidating thing that could possibly happen.
Absolutely. Also, Link throws Imp down a well for some reason. Dude, I honestly laughed so hard at like every Link scene. Link is the funniest fucking dude.
Link's a fucking menace.
Dude, he really is. And he's just, dude, little Imp is so like, Imp actually does exactly what you need him to do. He's just a cute little chimp. And it's so funny because the well has a lid on it, one of those well lids. And fucking Link just lifts up the well and throws the fucking baby chimp inside and fucking closes it. Which, by the way, is not the demise of Imp somehow. Just
Imp's actually fine.
Yeah, Imp's fine. I don't know why, but he's just like, get the fuck out of here. I don't know how they shot those scenes. I don't want to know really, but fucking. Also, does she discover that Link is using a tape recorder of the professor to trick her?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure that a chimp recorded his owner and then played it like Ferris Bueller in his bedroom.
That is 100% correct.
Put some pillows under the sheets and then played the tape recorder of him being like, get the fuck out of here. That is like probably the best part of this movie is that chimp did that. But
yeah.
Oh man. So that happens, and then so she tries to leave because she discovers that, and she's like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get out of here." Tries to leave, finds that guy's car that we just saw, and he's dead. He's gone. And Link is inside, and she's like, "Oh shit." And Link is kind of fucking weird. Link's like holding her hand. It's kind of weird. But then ultimately is like, no, I'm going to push you in this van off this cliff. And proceeds to roll the van off of a cliff's edge. But Elizabeth Shue manages to escape. But
which I don't really know what his motivation here is.
I don't either, because it seems like they were going with the Link loves Jane situation, which
trying to win her over.
Yeah, but this he was immediately like, I'm just gonna throw you off the edge of this fucking cliff. Again, I think
I guess it's because he was jealous of her spending time with Imp, which is why he like threw Imp down the well.
Right.
And also Imp did, like I said, Imp is also super smart because he used that computer to be like, Link's a piece of shit. And that's like what it read on. Elizabeth's like, wait, what? And Link was watching the entire thing from the roof, so you saw it all happen.
This is the funniest fucking movie. This is the funniest concept. These monkeys are full-on characters in this movie. Like, that's so crazy. Also, Elizabeth Shue being shocked by that is so funny because like her poor professor, like the entire time, has been like, Link is gonna fucking try and kill you at some point. So just Please be aware of that. And by the way, by the time he does that computer thing, Link had already tried to roll her off a cliff. Anyway, she escapes, but then we see that there's other cars down there. So Link is just rolling cars down cliffs.
That's his thing.
He fucking loves it. He really loves it.
Every serial killer has their
right? their calling card.
This monkey's rolling vehicles off a cliff.
Oh my god. Link chases her back to the house. She almost gets got, but Imp lets her in. And Link is beating down the door, and I was like, for a moment, I was like, okay, here we go. Full on animal Jaws mode, right? Like, this is it, right? Now we've got the vicious Link on the attack. It cools down very quickly. I thought it was going to be like balls to the wall after this, and it's not. It's really not. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Because what happens next is he can't get in, so he somehow gets into the, like, is it the floors or the vents? I feel like it's the floors.
I also think it's the floors.
It doesn't matter. He's doing the Die Hard crawl through the fucking whatever small space he's in, and it's shot like Die Hard. He's army crawling towards the camera. I was like, are you fucking kidding me with this? This is so crazy.
Which Die Hard came out after, so, Link did it first.
Give credit where credit's due, baby. He ends up getting in. He has her dead to right in the room, but she shoots through the door and hits him.
Yeah.
So we got a wounded chimp here. He's got a bloody button-up shirt now. Chases her into another room. The rest of the movie, dude. Thank you. The whole movie is her running from room to room to room, getting in a car, being able to leave, and then not leaving, and then coming back into the house and locking herself in a room. It was nuts. She uses the underground trail to escape with Imp. I thought that was actually going to be the end of the movie, but it wasn't.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Instead, they just get out. They come out on the beach where the cars were. Meanwhile, her boyfriend and his friends show up because we need a college road trip, as Joe mentioned before.
Which we get a legitimate college road trip because they're singing a song together, and the guy being like, "What is this?"
Could you imagine if you called me and you were like, "Hey, I haven't heard from Tina in a long time. She's like in this foreign land. And can you help me?"
And then you and Paul get in the car and you're just singing Hall & Oates.
Fucking dancing.
That's actually so funny. Get a fucking grip. I haven't heard from.
I don't think we'd play a single song regardless of the length of the ride.
It would be silent and it would just be like talking about strategy, right?
Right. It'd be like, she's fine. She's definitely okay. Like we'll find her. It'll be all right. Like she's probably something. Yeah. Fine. Singing show tunes. Anyway, so they're on their way up. One of them does the fucking touch the blood and fucking sniff it taste test, which is crazy because it's honestly the most realistic blood I've ever seen. And it's just like a realistic amount of blood where you'd be like, that's just blood. That's fucking blood. That's just blood. I don't need to find out. I don't need to check. That's fucking blood. Yeah. One guy finds the professor stuffed in the cage in the well. And Link is somehow in the well, grabs him.
Fucking down there. In the well.
And pulls him down. Link is like, fuck. I think Link should be a slasher franchise.
Dude, they wanted to make a sequel, but it didn't perform well enough.
Yeah, I can't imagine why. And also the guy's sequel was like, I want to do a sequel, and it's not going to be anything about this movie. This guy thinks he's so fucking smart. It's so insane. It was going to be about So it wasn't even going to be about Link. It was going to be about different monkeys in the jungle. Fucking guy.
Well,
like,
I'm with you, man. Make Link a slasher. Like, go to the Jaws 2 route.
Yes. Dude, he's already like...
Let's fundraise.
He's showing glimpses of it. Dude, hiding in the well, just hoping somebody comes to open it and look in, and then you grab him and pull him in.
On a remote hillside.
That's so nuts. Dude, the dog kill was basically the Jason sleeping bag kill.
Yes.
This is a fucking slasher. It's the best. So that guy's dead. So one of the friends is dead. We only got 2 friends left. And by the way, at this point, we have 20 minutes left in the movie. I could not. It blew my fucking mind.
Well, we get at the end. We get Link standing atop of a structure for 15 minutes.
That's true. The most insanely long fucking finale. Oh my god. So Jane, meanwhile, is climbing up a rock hill.
Dude, that stunt double better have gotten paid, because Jane also falls down the steepest rock hill I've ever
30
seen.
feet.
And you watch that stunt double, because there's other times in this movie where it's clearly a dummy, right? It's like a
lots of
stuffed
dummies,
monkey
lots
or
of
something.
dummies.
Yeah, this is a person. Tumbling down rocks.
Yeah, she gets all the way up there. And then I forget what happens. She sees the body of the driver. Like, we all know he's fucking dead. What did we talk? She sees the body and is like, "Wah!" And then just falls backwards.
And falls.
Tumbles down a fucking 100 feet down a fucking rocky hill. She's really like feigning the injury too. Like, she's like they clearly didn't have the special effects. So she's like checking her arm, checking her leg. And I thought they were really going to be like, she's like, can't walk. Jane immediately gets up. Like, well, I shouldn't say immediately. Because the scene is so fucking long. Like, she's there for a couple minutes, like checking her wounds and being like, what do I do? And then as the scene ends, she just stands up and walks off screen. It's almost as if they just forgot to say cut, and she like, or forgot to edit it out. They yelled cut, and she was like, all right, good. She stands up and walks away. Fucking bizarre. Anyway, Jane's, we get the guy through the mailbox slot, right?
Yep.
That happens. Link pulls his arm through the mailbox slot. You don't see it. It would have been cool.
It would have been cool.
And Jane's boyfriend gets jumped by Link. Link is everywhere and nowhere. What a fucking ninja.
Link is a fucking menace, yeah. Keep saying that, but that's what he is. He's a fucking menace.
Jane gets into the house finally. And unstoppable Link, she walks into the living room and Link is just walking around the table holding a knife. It is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like doing the villain walk, right? Like,
yeah,
cognitive, like, well, look who decided to show up. And then, by the way, this is all thwarted because Jane's like, you little asshole, and just slaps him across the face and is able to get away very easily.
Link's been hit by a car at this point, and that slap is what
Link has been shot.
That's right. Yeah. He still has the blood on his shirt. Yeah.
Link has been fucking shot. She attempts to escape. He smashes her window. And Jane, being the animal lover, for some reason, stops the car and allows Link to basically jump on the hood of the car. Which then, once Link's on the car, then she's like, oh, better do something about this. Puts it in reverse, crashes it into the building, sending Link's body like a fucking missile into a brick wall. This is Jane, the animal lover. She could have just left and called the fucking police somewhere else. Yes. But instead she decided to do that. And then Link survives that and climbs up on his like little perch thing. And she's like, fuck this, and drives into that. crashing the car into that, knocking Link off. He falls. He's still fine, though, of course. And then she's like, well, better go back in the house. Never seen somebody with more of an opportunity to get out of there. But
why? What is the motivation for entering the house again?
There is none. And if you're going to tell me it's because the boyfriend's there, she doesn't know he's there yet. So don't fucking send me fucking 18 messages on fucking YouTube about it. Over the course of 6 months. But, you know, listen. It is what it is. It's fine. She decides to go back in the house. I think we're supposed to believe the car doesn't work. So she's, I don't know, got to take...
I mean, she's treating it like shit. Trying to get the
yeah, she could have just drove away a long time ago. But whatever. She goes in, finds her boyfriend, and Link is still going hard, man. He's still fucking going wild. So they barricade again in another room. And again, dude, this is like such an intense scene. And I told you, like, this is the one where it pans overhead and like you cut through like door frames and stuff. It's really cool. But they're playing that fucking like coconut music, man. And you're just like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, you're trying to make a movie. Like, there's just basic decisions that you should be making here. Link, though, always finds a way. He breaks through the skylight this time, gets into the room. And they end up back in the fucking basement again. And Jane's idea, is to blow up the house because they can't outrun a chimp. But hey, actually you could when you were in that car.
Fun fact.
That's fine.
You can. Yep.
And so she turns on the gas, which we remember from earlier in the film. Okay, cool. I'm down with
when
that.
Link was trying to blow up the roof.
Right. And then, you know, I'm thinking, hey, how are they going to get this, how are they going to blow up this house? And her idea, Jane's idea, which is brilliant and works, and it's so funny. She decides to use reverse psychology on this hyper intelligent chimp and is just yelling, leave those matches alone, Link, you stupid animal. You can't smoke cigars. Definitely don't light those matches to smoke cigars. Dude, it cuts to Link's face, who's staring blankly because he's a chimp. Or an orangutan, rather. But he's a monkey. He's just staring blankly. And then just goes and immediately starts trying to light a fucking cigar. And he does, and it blows up.
Dude, he is... he is... Like I said, I think the movie's called White Heat, where the gangster's just yelling, on top of the world, man, everything's on fire around him.
Yeah.
This is Chimp. This is Link. He's standing on top of the fucking building, and he lights the cigar, and he's smoking it. Like, Scarface is another thing that came to mind, just like looking over at the disaster he created, and just being like, I'm fucking untouchable. And then everything blows up while he's lighting the cigar. And even then, he's not like alarmed. He doesn't like run. No. He's hyper intelligent. He sees everything being lit on fire and exploding. And he's just standing there, casually smoking a cigar, like almost breaking the fourth wall, looking at us, just being like, "Look at me, fucking smoke this cigar." And then after everything blows up, he falls. And he doesn't react. And they just cut to like a stiff.
It's so stiff. It's like in a pose and just spinning.
I've never seen a more fake thing falling. They didn't even use a dummy. Like, if they used a stuffed monkey, it would have looked better. But they used like a piece of wood carved as a monkey.
I'm gonna fucking throw up.
Oh god, that's so funny.
It's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I can't stress enough, like, this monkey falling, like, they've used dummies this entire movie, and they just use, like, a stiff wooden thing that has no movement. It's like spirals down.
It's in, like, almost like a fetal pose, too. It's so awkward and stiff. Dude, it's like fucking, like, Wizard of Oz-esque, like, special effects. Like, oh shit, dude. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so weird because like when he blows up the house, it's actually like it takes forever for him to get to the fucking roof. We watch Link kind of mill around the house that's on fire for a while, including walking by the front door, which like if you have an animal, have you ever met an animal that like the moment a door is open doesn't just fucking run for its life? No fire.
My neighbor's dog runs out that door every single day that they open the side door.
Yo, there's not even a fire and like there's not even danger and animals will just immediately bolt for a door. This chimp walks by an open door and is like, I think I'm going to take
better climb up higher so I can smoke this cigar, which I've smoked at the table multiple times in this movie.
It's so close to like that bad guys always walk away from explosions or whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah.
Or good guys or whatever. Badasses, I don't know what it was. But it's so close to that because like you really are like, he's just like standing on the banister and you're like, what the fuck is happening? And then he ends up on the fucking roof just fucking... Dude, you watch him light a cigar in real time. You watch him light a cigar in real time. It's not even lit.
Trying to make it light, like trying to get the cherry, just puffing on it. Yeah.
It's like so what's the word? It's like uncoordinated and just like, dude, I'm like, because like imagine the end of like these movies you're talking about, like White Heat or Scarface. Imagine if they didn't know how to actually smoke a cigar and they were just like, like the fucking chimp is doing.
If they didn't have opposable thumbs,
right?
Just fumbling with fucking shit.
That's the end of the fucking movie. Fuck, it's so crazy. It's so nuts. It's so nuts. But
we gotta show that scene.
Yeah, I feel like we should do it like like at school when you did the Pledge of Allegiance before school. Like I feel like at the start of every live show we'll just
play one of the stupid idiot scenes from a movie we've done.
Just this one, just the end of Link.
Oh, for everyone?
Yeah.
This is now our Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah. You just pay your respects to Link, the dumbest movie of all time.
I'm on board.
Then you watch.
We'll start every live show like that. Yeah, I'm on board. It has to be done.
And that's it, man. Dave and Jane. Dave is her boyfriend. I finally found out her name in the last scene. Dave and Jane get away, and they find Imp on the side of the road. Which, if I were that guy, I'd be like, "Get that fucking monkey out of the fucking."
Yeah. Just keep driving. Keep fucking driving.
Don't need any monkeys. So that is Link, man. What a movie, man. I'm so glad you brought this up. This is incredible. This was great. Better to talk about than watch, though.
Sure. But worth seeing for the finale. I thought we had one. Was it Monkey Shines or Shakma?
Ah, man, they're like all good, right? Shakma
Night of the
looks
Bloody Apes.
Shakma does look fucking insane. Shakma looks nuts. I don't know which one's better.
Shakma.
Let's do Shakma, dude. That's got to be the.
We could always audible. We'll say Shakma.
Yeah, let's plan on doing Shakma for next week, and then we're doing. Oh yeah, we're gonna do Tiptoes for the live show, because I think that's it for April, man. Fucking going by so fast.
Dude, it's already over, man.
How the fuck does that happen? Yeah, Shakma will be the last one of April. Cool. And then we'll do Tiptoes as requested by the live show people. So come join us. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/IHateHorror.
We played it as like a joke for those that didn't join the live show. And then we're like, oh, we should, like, jokingly, we're like, we should do this. And Sean was even like, it's long and it's not going to be good. And fucking everybody on it. There wasn't a single person that wasn't like, you have to do Tiptoes.
No, it was, everyone said it. It was insane. Wait, except our girl, Tiani. Did I say it right this time?
Tiani.
Yeah.
I thought she said it.
No, she wanted to do fuck. Oh my God. She's going to be so mad. Dude, she wanted to do that in Real Geniuses with Val Kilmer.
Oh, okay. All right.
Everyone was like Tiptoes, and she was like, Real Geniuses would be cool.
I mean, real Jesus is good.
And I agree with her. Oh yeah, because we did look this up because I was like, dude, I'm not doing a 2-hour movie because the director's cut is an hour and 50 minutes. And by the way, everyone is like, yeah, you just have to watch the director's cut. That makes it better. That makes it.
The fact
bro, it doesn't make
cut
it
of Tiptoes. What are you doing?
90 minutes. Guys, check out the trailer if you haven't seen it yet. You'll probably lose your mind. But yeah, we showed it because we were actually talking about 2003 movies and
the worst year in
ever,
movie history.
Ever.
Kangaroo Jack.
Dude, it's insane. Remember? Oh my God, it was so crazy. It was so fucking crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was insane. That's for sure. That's got to be the worst movie or the worst year ever for movie releases.
For sure. For sure.
Tiptoes. Matthew McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale.
The Dink. Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage, who for some reason is a side character and not the main character.
Listen, man. Like, that is so, like, why would... I don't even know.
There's nothing. There's nothing you could say.
How insulting is that to make Gary Oldman walk around on his knees with shoes on his kneecaps to be playing a little person when there's Peter Dinklage standing right there.
Right next to you.
Dude, fucking standing right there and just being like, hey Oldman, can you take this?
Dude, I've never, by the way, we need to get Paul on this live show for real this time.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen somebody have such a reaction to a movie. Because Paul, it's like the only movie Paul's never heard of and lost his fucking new research.
Didn't hear of it, but then was immediately telling us facts about it. Like, we broke the news to him and then he was to be like, hey, did you know this? And just reciting obscure trivia.
He gave us a list. He was like, I can't believe this movie has 3 Emmy Award winners in it, 2 Oscar winners in it, and David Alan Grier. But Paul, wow, how did you have those stats so quickly? But thank you for putting David Alan Grier in there. Chewy Bravo's in it. Anyway, that's it. Thank you guys so much. We're gonna do Shakma next week. Excited. The fucking link was fucking the best. Thank you all so much for your support. Patreon.com/IHateHorror. If you want to help us and support us, you can join there. We've restructured the tiers. There's only $5 and $10. $10 gets you everything. Bonus live shows, the live episodes, like they're not live episodes, but recorded video episodes, video bonuses. We do the bonus episodes, all of that. And we appreciate all your support. It really helps. And thank you all so much for joining. Massive influx of people recently, which is cool. What else do we promote? Facebook.com/IHateHorror, IHateHorror.com, and Instagram.com/IHateHorror, or whatever, at IHateHorror. Joe, where can they find you?
Instagram, Boognish, 1985.
That's a wrap, guys. Thank you all so much. And for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
I dissect movies all fucking day.
Wanna play?
I'm gonna watch what I'm not supposed to watch.
Fucking zombie getting sliced and diced.